I'm so glad I found... Wait, it's me. It's Alfira from the Grove.
Remind me who you are again?
Oh. We met in the Grove? I heard what you did. How much you helped us. You've... well, inspired me. I want to stand on my own 2 feet. To prove that I can be half the bard my teacher was. I want to join you. To fight by your side. I want to help people. As you've helped me.
Helped her? We avoided her like the plague as soon as we saw she was singing. It's safer for you at the Grove.
True. But I'm a bard, remember? I want to do more than sing about other people's adventures. I want to make my own stories. And I can't think of anyone else I'd rather share that with.
All right. You can stay. For now. Let's see how you fare.
Really? Oh, this is wonderful.
Really? Just like that? All right. But if she reaches for that loot, it's firewood.
I won't let you down. I promise.
Now that we have another member of the party, maybe Nyxx is considering this to be kind of like a sign that they should maybe socialize with people a little bit more. Not be so standoffish. Ugh. This is gonna be torture for them. Let's go talk to everybody.
What can I do you for?
So, you know, this isn't where I thought I'd end up. How about you?
Funny you should ask. I was just thinking about what would have become of us without that nautiloid. I mean, I know where I'd be. Trapped in Avernus still, with the Blade of Frontiers on my tail. But what about you?
This is all there has ever been. I remember only snippets of red.
It'll come back to you. Maybe you'll recognize something we passed, or maybe we'll find out what happened to you. I get the feeling we've got a long road ahead of us. I hope we find you some answers along the way.
Karlak is such a sweetie.
Something the matter?
So, what's the story with that odd little artifact you have?
There's no story. None that you're entitled to hear, anyway. Just forget you ever saw it.
Don't you think we should get to know each other a little more?
Must we? No harm in a little mystery, don't you think?
You don't want to talk about yourself.
I should hope not. Have you ever heard the people who want to talk about themselves? I'm doing you a favor.
Good point. If you're not comfortable, I won't press you.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll get along perfectly well.
It's just that my memories are all gone. Is your tadpole playing tricks on yours?
I understand why you ask, but memory loss is not as uncommon as you'd think. There may be other causes.
Interesting.
My dagger-happy friend. What troubles you?
Tell me more about yourself.
Oh, what's to tell? I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
Oh, all right. Guess you didn't feel like talking.
Speak.
Well, I've been meaning to ask. My past is a mystery to me. Could the parasite have caused that?
Ceramorphosis takes all of you. Mind, body, soul. An ordinary tadpole would eat at your memories until they were lost to the void. But our tadpoles are far from ordinary. I wonder if another factor's in play.
Not doing so bad so far. Just a couple more.
Well met.
So, what was it like being the son of a Grand Duke?
Not so enchanting as you'd think. The Portiers, the Caldwells, they were the blue bloods hosting the fancy balls and drinking from gold goblets. Father's the son of a blacksmith, born with barely a coin in the coffers. He made a name for himself among the Flaming Fist, brave as Baldur and stubborn as a deep Rothay, daring, outspoken, but hardly posh. I spent more time dueling with father than I did rubbing elbows with lords. Not to say I didn't develop a taste for good wine and the talent for courtly dance.
I shouldn't be surprised. I find you a bit smug, to be honest.
I suppose the acorn didn't fall far from the tree. The sins of the father live with the son, eh? But I gained his virtues too. Courage, insight, a just heart, a strategic mind. Like to think I did anyway. I'll have to let you be the judge.
I'm not sure if I could. I've got no memory of my past. Could the parasite have done that?
Seems unusual to me. Then again, we're talking about tadpoles inserted into our brains by rubber-skinned tentacle monsters. There's nothing usual about it. All the more reason to stick close. I think you'll agree.
Fair enough.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I might live to regret this, but... Gale, tell me more about yourself.
Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, City of Splendors. I am a wizard of considerable acclaim and scholar of exceptional accomplishment. I have a cat, a library, and a weakness for a good glass of wine. And if the mood takes me, I'm known to try my hand at poetry. There.
Please don't recite any poetry. Well, I ask because my memories before the Nautiloid are shrouded in darkness.
Memory loss isn't usually a symptom of ceramorphosis. If it is, they've forgotten to write it down in any text I've read on the subject. Then again, our case isn't exactly usual. Perhaps whatever's causing our tadpoles to remain in stasis has also affected your mind. If ceramorphosis takes place, all trace of your former self will be subsumed into the Mind Flayer's hive. So, to still be here, if a mite forgetful, still a win in my book.
Okay, let's check in with the new member.
I can't wait to hit the road. Where will we go? Neverwinter? Oh, can we go to Waterdeep? Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take it one note at a time, as my teacher would say.
did it. I guess nothing to do now but go to sleep. What could go wrong?
You open your eyes with a lurch, and you are not in your bed. You stand above a body which is in a state of gore nearly beyond recognition. The body of that brave girl who earnestly swore to devote her life to your cause. Her blood covers you, and its warmth feels like the embrace of an old friend. You recall nothing of how you ended up here, but your head pounds and aches. A single moment comes to you, the flash of abject terror in her eyes, blood spilling from her lips. No time for last words. There are dozens and dozens of wounds on the corpse. The killer did not stop savaging it, even when she was long gone. And your dominant arm aches. It aches from stabbing over and over. No matter how it appears, the body is there, and her blood is on your hands. The question flows through your mind. Who are you really, that you could be guilty of such bitter business? Something wicked must have woken you. The contemptible pervert within must have lavished slash after slash upon the girl. But where, oh where could that monster have come from? If only you knew yourself better. You don't have much time for reflection now. You need to act. You may only have a few moments before the others awaken and begin to cast blame for the hot sin before you. You scrub yourself until your hands are cold and raw. While your body starts to feel clean, the blood doesn't seem to leave. There is no magic binding this blood to your body, only guilt. You shake your head, and it seems to go away, only then. If you are fortunate, no soul will be able to know you were behind this murder. You wonder if your misdeed will be noticed.
Another waif dead before her time. I wonder how it happened. She was brutalized. The killer knifed her many times after she was dead. Was it you?
I think I must have killed her.
Why? Was her innocence just an act?
I can't remember. I don't know why I did it.
The parasite must be affecting you deeply.
The worm in your head has never slept more peacefully. You know in your heart it was something deeper, hungrier.
Even if it was the worm, this was peculiar indeed. I'll be watching.
An uneasy feeling lingers in the air. As the Inquisition departs, you are left alone with a familiar headache.
not being in control and hurting people who were depending on them, that's like Nyx's biggest nightmare.
Every one of your instincts screams against the saccharine thought. You feel close to fainting again.
Just so you know, I don't judge you for what happened to that bard, Alfira. But the look of guilt on your face was priceless.
Well, I'm glad you had fun watching me sweat.
I don't care, really. But you could have been more subtle about it.
Why do I even bother?
I was no friend to Alfira, but there was no sense in killing her. I'll be watching everyone in this camp like a hawk. Especially you.
I've had these urges. I want to kill. I want blood.
Many a good warrior savors the scent of blood in the air. There's no shame in a capricious murder now and again. Too many, though, and you waste energy and dull your weapon. My suggestion: attack with purpose and savor your kills. And if the urge proves too much, well, I'm sure we can find you a goblin or two to carve up.
Alfira wouldn't have harmed a housefly. A gentle young soul slain in her prime.
I know, I've got this bloodthirst, an urge to destroy, maim, kill.
Anger. I understand. We've been preyed on by illithids, suffered insertion of a mind-bending worm. Bloodthirst is another matter. But perhaps not too big of one, if it's a devil or demon's flesh you're wanting to tear.
Okay, that's two people now that have been pretty supportive of murder. Little odd.
Go on then. State your business with me, from a safe distance. If it's all the same to you.
I have violent thoughts, depraved thoughts, ones that refuse to go away.
We all have those from time to time.
What?
I once wished a most impure demise on a colleague of mine who bought the last remaining copy of Etheril's Enchiridion of Enchanting Easements. First edition, too. As regards to your own morbid little fantasies, I'm sure they're nothing to worry about. So long as they remain fantasies.
Well, I did kill Alfira, but I swear, what happened, it wasn't my fault.
I'm sure that will be of small comfort to her.
Ouch. But fair, yeah, that's fair. Oh, I just realized her body's still there. Why hasn't anyone moved this? Oh, okay.
Hey, soldier.
Karlak, I'm drawn to violence, to blood, obsessions that could become compulsions.
Well, look. You've said it, right out loud. That takes guts. The guts you'll need to change.
Or at least make sure you're channeled in the right direction. I've got enough enemies who could do with a good bloodletting, you know?
Last one.
I thought this camp was supposed to be our safe haven. Not quite so when we wake up to dead tiefling bards. I may have difficulty sleeping for a while.
What happened to Alfira? I wasn't responsible.
So, you're not in full control of your faculties? If you think it might happen again, warn me. I would hate to have to kill you.
Look at Shadowheart being the most sensible.
Tonight, you can't chase the thoughts of that poor girl you killed from your head. You wonder what she looked like as she died. Squirming, skewered in abject agony.
This next part is going to hit pretty close to home. In the lore that I wrote for Nyxx, they're suffering from really terrible nightmares. So there's especially one line here in a minute that's going to be pretty perfect.
Your body barely complies. You feel such rushes from your thoughts of the dead woman. Why did she die? The mystery gnaws at your pounding heart.
Oh, most royal one! Jubilant day! I have found your vile self at last! Sceleritas fell. Your loyal and ever-adoring butler. I followed you, my dear rotted master. We have been parted so tragically long.
I'm in a nightmare, aren't I?
We are in a place darker than any prison, hotter than any fire, where the souls of the innocent scream in sacred agony. Your flayed and putrefied heart, thump thump. I found you following the stench of that bard. She reeked across the coast, like a piece of dog muck on the road.
Did you cause me to kill her?
Such fine work could never be done by a wretch like me. Anyways, I come once again bearing a part of your dreadful inheritance. You earned this iniquitous prize through your great show of exceptional violence the other night. I'm sure Master will be better soon. A fellow of your fine breeding is never down for long. I cannot wait until your next act of shameless barbarity.
You're going to tell me everything about my past life.
Though I would love to regale you with your past triumphs, I cannot. I am forbidden to interfere. Our betters will not allow it. Be true to yourself, Master.